If you are looking for some new anime recommendations, then you are in the right place. In this video, I'm going to recommend 10 best anime that debuted in 2024. So stay tuned for that. Greetings Anime Thrones fans. This list contains anime from all genres. If you want me to make a genre specific video, let me know in the comments below. So let's begin. On number 10 is a sports anime, Rising Impact. To be honest, I did not expect to like this anime as much as I did. I mean, it was a sports anime about golf and I knew nothing about golf. And the best part, Netflix, in a rare moment of generosity, dropped 2 seasons in less than 2 months. And trust me, season 2 is even better than season 1. This story follows Gawain Nanaumi, your typical kid from the middle of nowhere who plays baseball, not because he loves the sport. Oh no, his dream is to hit the ball the farthest. That's it. The plot in one sentence. Enter Kiriya Nishino, a pro golfer who's just casually chilling in the same rural area as she is on a vacation. And she is like, hey kid, you wanna hit balls to the moon? Forget baseball, try golf. And just like that, Gawain is hooked after one shot. Next thing you know, he is following Kiriya to Tokyo, ready to chase his dreams of hitting the balls into orbit. And along the way, he meets some really interesting characters. And in season 2, there's a big tournament and we finally get to see why Gawain is such a natural at golf. And let's just say, it's not just because he has been chopping trees his whole life. I don't wanna spoil too much, but if you are into unexpected sports, absurdly talented kids, and plot twists that make golf seem like the most intense thing ever, I recommend you check this out. On number 9 is another sports anime, Oblivion Battery. I'll admit I'm probably a little biased towards this anime because it filled the massive diamond-shaped hole in my heart left by Daya no Ace. I mean, come on. The second I laid eyes on their star pitcher, Kiyomine, I had an instant Furuya flashback, and his personality is almost exactly the same as Furuya's. If there had been a Sawamura too, I would have been crying tears of joy. So here's the deal. Back in middle school, Taru Yamada got completely destroyed by the nightmare-inducing star battery duo Haruka Kiyomine, pitcher extraordinaire, and Kei Kaname, the brilliant catcher. These guys were so good, they literally crushed the dreams of their opponents and made them quit baseball. Fast forward to high school, and Yamada thinks he is safe after joining some no-name school with no baseball team, because who needs that trauma again, right? Wrong. Turns out the star duo has also joined this random school. Why, you ask? Well, because Kei Kaname, the same dude who was a baseball god, lost his memory and now has zero recollection of being a catcher. Not only that, but because he forgot all the life lessons baseball taught him, he is now turned into a lazy goofball. He drags poor Kiyomine along to this school just because it's a convenient 5 minutes walk from his place. Forget dreams of glory. This is about convenience. So here we are. Kiyomine, still as serious and brooding as ever, now has to try to get his goofball amnesiac friend back into baseball shape. But of course, Kaname wants nothing to do with it because Kiyomine's pitches are scary. To make things even funnier, they start recruiting players who also quit baseball thanks to, you guessed it, our star duo. So now they are stuck building a team from a bunch of traumatized former players while trying to jog Kaname's memory by making him relive the sport that ruined half of these guys' lives. Although this anime doesn't have any official matches in this season, it's still a wild ride with some truly hilarious moments. And if you are like me and still mourning Ace of Diamond, you need to watch this anime ASAP. It's like therapy for baseball fans with extra comedy sprinkled in. On number 8 is action anime Viral Hit. This is another anime that completely caught me off guard. I did not expect to get hooked on this anime, but here we are. The story comes from the same genius behind Lookism, and just like Lookism, it features our unfortunate main character Yu Hobin getting bullied at school by a popular YouTube streamer Paggo. His cameraman slash lackey Woo Ji Hyuk isn't any better better. He straight up bullies Hobin into letting him stream his gaming video from Hobin's home. When Hobin accidentally disconnects a cord midstream, Ji-hyuk loses it and starts beating him because let's face it, disconnection trauma is real. But Hobin has had enough. Tired of getting bullied all the time, Hobin decides to fight back with whatever he could reach, which turned out to be spaghetti. The next morning they realize that while the monitor cord got disconnected, the fight was still streaming and the whole brawl gets auto-uploaded to YouTube. The video goes viral and the views go through the roof. Hobin finds out he can earn a lot of money this way and Hobin really needs the money to pay for his mother's hospital bills. Ji-hyuk, sensing the sweet YouTube income, switches sides faster than a tennis ball at Wimbledon and offers to help Hobin start a new channel where they will fight bullies. First on the list, Paggo himself. Why stop at one bully when you can humiliate an entire squad of jerks online and get paid for it? But let me give you a fair warning. This anime is cringe. Hobin is painfully cringe and you will be face palming so hard you might leave a mark. But that's part of the charm. Even his YouTube audience roasts him in the comments. And trust me, those comments will have you howling. It's like watching a train wreck where everyone involved knows it's a mess but still can't look away. So yeah, if you are in a mood for action and some top tier cringe comedy, I highly recommend Viral Hit. You won't regret it, though Hobin probably will. On number 7 is Seventh Time Loop. The villainess enjoys a carefree life married to her worst enemy. This is a romance anime. You might have heard of Love at First Sight, but have you ever heard of Love at First Jump? Yeah, me neither. Until I watched this anime. Our main character Rish's fiance publicly breaks off their engagement at a ball and her family is about to disown her, but she is like whatever. Because plot twist, this is the 7th time this has happened to her. Turns out Rish has lived 6 previous lives and every loop starts at this exact moment. In each of her previous life, she has tried something different. In one life, she is a merchant, in another, she is an apothecary, and so on. But no matter what she does, every single time, she gets swept up in the war started by none other than our male lead, Emperor Arnold Hine, who turns into a tyrant in 5 years and declares war on the entire world. So Rish is just minding her own business and is low-key trying to exit the ball after getting dumped again when bam, she runs into Prince Arnold himself. So she does the only sensible thing. She jumps off the balcony and lands on the ground like a pro. Arnold sees this and immediately goes, "That's gonna be my wife." So Arnold shocks everyone by proposing to her and Rish is like, "Wait, didn't he literally kill me in my previous life? Did I mention he killed her on the battlefield in her 6th life when she was a soldier? Not only that, he is also indirectly responsible for all her previous deaths because he started the war that literally kills her every single time. But hey, what's a little murder between fiancés, right?" But their king literally begs her to go with him as Galkine Kingdom is feared by everyone. So she's like, "Sure, why not? I have been killed 6 times already. Might as well chill for 5 years before the next apocalypse." But plot twist again, Arnold is not the psycho tyrant she expected. He's actually nice. And now Rish, who just wanted to coast through life and enjoy her time off, has to figure out why he turns into a tyrant in the first place and maybe, just maybe, stop it from happening. I mean, she's got 5 years and 6 lives of experience. So how hard can it be? Seriously though, this story is a lot more wholesome than you'd expect. I really loved the unique concept of this story. On number 6 is an isekai anime, The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic. This starts off like your typical isekai. Our boy Ken Usato, along with his classmates Kazuki and Suzune, gets summoned to a new world to defeat the demon lord. Classic, right? Well, plot twist. Turns out only his classmates were actually summoned and Ken just kind of tagged along by accident because he happened to be standing too close to them. But here's where it gets even better. Instead of being sent home with an apology gift or something, it turns out Ken has an extremely rare healing magic. So naturally, the captain of the rescue team, Rose, takes one look at this healing noob and decides, "Yeah, you are mine now. Kyuken's life taking a wild turn as he is thrust into the most chaotic and intense training sessions you can imagine. It's a wild ride with serious laughs, and you'll find yourself rooting for Ken as he heals his way to heroism. Give it a shot, if not for the epic story, then for the absurdity of the accidental hero. On number 5 is a romance anime, A Sign of Affection. Before I explain this anime, let me get one thing straight. I definitely 100% did not start watching this anime because the male lead looked like Gojo. Who does that? Absolutely not me. Okay, maybe a little bit. But let's move on from that, shall we? This is a very wholesome anime. We've got Yuki Itose, a hearing impaired university student whose world feels, well, kind of small. She's got one best friend, Rin Fujishiro, and pretty much lives on the college home commute grind. Enter Itsuomi Nagi, a fellow student with a world that's huge. The guy is practically an international jet setter, speaking multiple languages and casually collecting passport stamps. And what's wild, he's totally unfazed by Yuki's condition, like it's no big deal. Obviously, Yuki catches feelings instantly. Can you blame her? So it's like they are from two different worlds, but thanks to Itsuomi, Yuki's world starts to open up, and in turn, Itsuomi discovers a new kind of world in Yuki. He even asks her to teach him sign language so he can be a part of her world. It's one of those sweet feel-good romances that will have you grinning like an idiot and probably melting into a puddle by the end. This anime is also in my 10 must-watch romance anime video. Trust me, it will warm your heart, not just because the male lead has Gojo's looks. I mean, a romance anime with Gojo's look alike? Who'd watch that, right? Anyway, on number 4 is an action sci-fi anime, Kaiju number 8. So apparently, there's also a white-haired character, or rather silver-haired character in this anime. But honestly, I started watching this anime because I couldn't escape the hype. This time, I swear I'm being honest. Kaiju, which are colossal Godzilla-like monsters, have been appearing all around Japan. An elite military unit known as the Defense Force fights them to save the citizens. Once these monsters are dead, the sweepers are the ones who are left with the disposal duty. Enter Kafka Hibino, who's been dreaming of joining the Defense Force for what feels like forever, just to fulfill a promise to his childhood friend, Mina. Mina is now a total badass, leading her own Defense Force unit, the 3rd Division. Kafka, on the other hand, is stuck failing tests year after year. Now he is 32 and his dream seems as reachable as finding a needle in a haystack if the needle were on a moving train. So he has almost given up and thinks he is pretty much stuck with the sweepers now. Then bam, a new recruit named Reno Ichikawa joins the sweepers. Reno shares Kafka's dream minus the failed auditions. During a routine cleanup, a kaiju decides to crash the party and Kafka almost sacrifices himself to save Reno, instantly becoming his new hero. Fast forward to the hospital where Kafka gets an unexpected visitor, a creepy insect kaiju that decides to take up residence in Kafka's body, remodeling him into a humanoid kaiju, which is a major upgrade from being the unluckiest sweeper. Reno helps him cover up this little transformation and together they decide to join the Defense Force. The series follows their epic journey as kaiju attacks get even crazier and new types of kaiju starts popping up everywhere. If you like epic battles, quirky transformations and a bit of humor, this series is a blast. I highly recommend it. On number 3 is Wistoria, Wand and Sword. Speaking of keeping promises to a childhood friend, yep, we are going there again. Imagine Kafka Hibino without his kaiju powers trying to climb the Tower of God, but first he has to survive Hogwarts. Crazy, right? But that's exactly why I loved this anime so much. It gave me serious Harry Potter with more dungeons vibes. Meet Will Surford, a student at Rigarden Magical Academy, but there's a catch. He can't cast any spells at all, which in a school full of magic is about as useful as bringing a broomstick to a sword fight. Naturally, his classmates mock him like it's their full-time job. So how does Will earn those oh so precious credits which are needed to graduate from the academy? By doing the next best thing, dungeon diving. Yep, while his peers are waving wands, Will's down there punching monsters in the face, earning credits like he's grinding for XP in an RPG. All because of his childhood friend all because of his childhood friend Elfaria Albus Surfort. She's not just any friend, she has now become a Magia Vander, one of the mighty magicians who sit atop the wizard's tower. To climb the tower, Will needs one of the two things: either be handpicked by a scout, as likely as winning the lottery, or rack up enough credits to graduate. So naturally, Will becomes a dungeon raiding expert. There are only 10 episodes out so far, but I'm already hooked. Episodes 9 and 10 are probably the best episodes so far. Give it a watch if you love magical chaos, underdog heroes, and dungeon raids. On number 2 is Solo Leveling. 10 years ago, random gates started popping up, connecting our normal world with a world full of magic, monsters, and more headaches. Naturally, with these new monster-infested playgrounds, some lucky folks began developing superhuman powers. These people became hunters, risking their necks in dungeons for fame, glory, and let's be real, a fat paycheck. Pretty soon, powerful guilds are formed, scooping up hunters like it's a fantasy football draft. Enter Sung Jinwoo, who's a rank E hunter. He is so weak that even his title is the world's weakest hunter. But Jinwoo has no choice. He dives headfirst into dungeons to pay off his mom's hospital bills, getting smacked around by monsters. Then surprise, one of his raids goes horribly wrong and Jinwoo wakes up in a hospital with a mysterious screen in front of him. No, not a Netflix suggestion screen. This one gives him quests. And here's the kicker. As he fights, he levels up. That's right. While everyone else is stuck at their usual power level, Jinwoo gets to be the only guy in the world with a personal leveling system. Naturally, he decides to max out his skills and become ridiculously strong to protect the people he cares about. Now, I know some people love to hate on this anime for whatever reason, but if you focus on season 1 alone, it's actually a pretty epic ride. Don't just take my word for it. Watch it and see if it hooks you too. And before we get to number 1, here are a few honorable mentions. Delico's Nursery, God's Game We Play, Chilling in Another World with level 2 super cheat powers, Vampire Dormitory, and Failure Frame. I became the strongest and annihilated everything with low level spells. On number 1 is an action anime, Windbreaker. Imagine this. A high school kid goes to a school for badasses, ready to level up, and meets the most powerful person there, only for him to turn out to be just a goofball with the personality of a sugar high toddler. Wait, wrong anime. Moving on. Now, we've got Haruka Sakura, who transfers to Furin High, a school famous for being a hotspot of delinquents and chaos. His mission is to defeat their legendary white-haired leader and claim the top spot. But when he gets there, surprise! This place is nothing like what he imagined. Turns out, all the rumors were about the old Furin, full of fist fights and chaos. The new Furin though, they are out saving cats, helping old ladies or helpless girls, and basically being neighborhood superheroes. Just imagine expecting to fight a gang of villains, and instead, you walk into an episode of My Hero Academia Community Service Edition. Sakura is just like, huh? What the hell is going on? Do I still punch someone or hand out free hugs? This is such a badass and wholesome series. Sakura has been an outcast all his life due to his unique appearance, his lack of social skills, and his habit of getting into fights. He's used to rejection, so when he's finally met with acceptance and support from the townspeople, he doesn't know how to deal with them. But after experiencing this feeling of acceptance, he finds himself fighting for the sake of others. We also get a little bit of Naruto Sasuke type dynamic in Sakura and Sugishita, and there's a little bit of Tokno Jutsu with the power to turn enemies into friends. Overall, this has been my most favorite anime which debuted this year. What about you? What are your top 10 new anime? I'll post my 10 must-watch romance anime recommendations, 10 must-watch anime for beginners, etc. videos soon. If you have any video requests, let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please click the like button below, share the video and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day. 7 blessings to you.